Yes, we back. Another episode, Danny Rap Podcast with your host Triboro and Reg.
Yeah, yay.
And this week we're talking about something different, another topical discussion, and I know people could join in on. And I had this idea like a couple weeks ago, and we was talking about something in the group chat, and I was like, yo, that would be a dope thing to do. And um, I remember watching. I was watching an interview on Talib Kweli's podcast that he had with Inspector Deck, and he had when Deck was talking about the verse on Triumph, is it seemed like that's the verse that everybody loves him for, that he started off, and I'm like, why not discuss um, like a couple of like the greatest MCs to start a track. I call them table setters to set the mood and the tone of the track, or the lead off man or whatever in baseball terms. So I said, why not do like a little discussion on that, and we could mention a couple of like dope spitters that underrated or popular, that they set the tone for like the track on the album or on a song, and I had like a couple of picks. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had Deck in mind, but I had like other ones too, and all of them are like from groups. At least from my list, like all of them are like from groups. You know what I'm saying? And like for instance, like I got Grand Puba from Brand Nubian. Like I think he started off, like at least when he was there in the beginning, like he started off a lot of dope tracks in them, especially on their first album. And like All for One, that was like always been one of my favorite Brand Nubian songs. And you know um, when he starts it off, when he says lines like, "I hit a beat and swing a note as if my name was David Ruffin, quick to toast an MC just like an English muffin. Don't worry about a thing because the poobah's never bluffing. I get headaches from the wax, so then I take a buffer and then I'm X." I love those lines from Grand Poobah. Grand Poobah always came with that swagger and that bravado, and he was like the fly kid on the block, getting all the women, and he was just cool with with the dudes on the block, and I feel like he was like a great table setter for for the group, for Brand Nubian, and then going out solo on his own, and doing his own thing. And like, I had to mention him. I feel like he's underrated. Nobody really mentions Grand Poobah.
That's a very dope choice and shit.
Yeah,
Like Pooba definitely held his own.
definitely.
Um, so I of course, started off my list with Inspector Deck's Triumph.
Yes.
You
I
know,
think everybody has that on the list.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like it's just that good of a verse. Like
yeah,
even there'll be days like I try to discredit it, saying, "Oh, it's not as good as people make it out to be," but
right.
just the vocabulary alone, like abomatomically,
Uh-huh.
Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries lyrically performed arm. Like every hip hop head should know
Yes.
those line, that verse, and stuff like that. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, he actually got a hip hop quotable for that verse too. Like I think he had a hip hop quotable in the source for that.
Right.
And it, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I
Mm,
personally feel that if it wasn't for this verse,
mm,
you won't have a lot of, because Inspector Deck was like in a lot of people's shit around that time too. Like
right.
Gangstar's Above the Clouds.
Right.
The track he did with Big Pun on the Capital Punishment joint and stuff like that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, man, it's just a shame that that solo album didn't come out when it originally was supposed to come out and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Right. Facts.
yeah, I personally felt like Triumph is just a highly praised, like just a verse that everyone should know.
Definitely. Definitely agree with you. Um, yeah, that was definitely, he's on my list. I got Q-Tip. I think again, Tip from Tribe Called Quest, legendary group from Queens, native tongue family. Went out on his own and did his own thing, and he had a lot of Tribe joints. The hits, even like the album cuts, like he just started it off. Excursions from Low End Theory and Electric Relaxation from Midnight Marauders and Award Tour, and he was killing it. I always loved Tip lyrically and as a producer, and rest in peace to Fife. You know what I'm saying? Fife was dope, and when you hear like lyrics like what do you say? Honey, check it out. You got me mesmerized with the
Mm,
black hair and your fat ass thighs. Street poetry is my everyday, but y'all gotta stop when you trot my way. And I love that. I love that song, Electric Relaxation. That was like one of my favorites on Midnight Marauders, and he had quotables on that, and quotables on Oh My God, and you know, once again, and is there so many joints? Show business is like Tip definitely was like you could have him start off on any tribe album or on your posse cut, and he would have killed it. And I think he's definitely a great lead off man when it comes to like a rap album.
yeah, highly agree. I love electrical relaxation even to this
Yes,
day.
yeah,
Mm. This might be a surprise, but I'm gonna go
uh huh.
with Kendrick Lamar from J Rock's Vice City track.
Ooh,
Yes. First of all, dope album from J Rock. I never hear
right,
people talk about the 90059 album
right.
and stuff like that.
Mm.
Way better than that. Win. Like I cannot stand that track. I honestly can't. But it's back to the gist of things. Like this has like all the members of Black Hippie, Kendrick, Absol, Schoolboy, J Rock. But Kendrick, he just set it off like the big money, big booty bitches, man. That shit ain't gonna be the death of me. Big promise, I must admit, man. That shit gonna be the death of me. Like,
Yes.
and then just how he just started off the verse and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the wordplay on this fucking verse was crazy. Like when he says, "Rose gold for my old hoes, they ain't satisfied when I sit them down." 10th grade, I gave her all shape, but now she got some ass. I want to hit it now.
Mm.
Like, oh man, like to me, that was the best verse in the whole. I know a lot of people like Schoolboy Q, and shit, like which
Right.
he did his thing,
Mm.
but to me, Kendrick, that's like one of his best verses I've ever heard him go on and shit like that. And I wish more people pay attention to that fucking
Yes.
posse cut, but
Facts.
we're living in the age where um Lil Baby and the Baby, whenever they do a song, it's like magic or whatever. But okay,
Oh man. Yep. Definitely. Kendrick is he's fire. You know. I got Federal Star as my number three. Federal Star from Onyx definitely to me is like one of the best leadoff men in the game, and a lot of legendary joints he's done, and he started it off, and you know especially like when we discussed Shut Him Down. That Shut Him Down album felt like every song he started it off,
right.
and like again, like to me just set the tone for an Onyx record. Like when Fedro's in his bag and he starts off the track, I just feel like that's gonna be the tone of how the track is gonna turn out. And on Shut Him Down, like you said, yo, shut him down, start the violence, we wildin', sting rappers, body found up, watched on Coney Island, fire. Like his whole flow on that beat was fire, and that whole album is like I felt like he was the best. Him and Sticky, I think, was like the best lyrically on Shut Him Down, and he's definitely like when you want like that rowdy track, that posse cut. He's another one of them cats that he can go first with the best of them, and definitely Federal Star.
Yeah, man. Fedro definitely did his thing
Yeah.
on the what's the album, the Shut 'Em Down album and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think a lot of people talk about his. I feel like Sticky Fingers had the best performance on All We Got Is Us,
Uh huh.
but Fedro came onto his own with that. Well, not I won't even say coming to his own because
Mm.
they've all the members coming to their own and shit. But
Right.
something about Fedro on that album, he was just killing it with every verse and shit.
Right.
Yeah, dope choice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take it to the. I'm gonna stay on the West Coast.
Okay.
Well, technically West. I'll get into it. It's Cool G Rap and DJ Polo. Two to the Head. When Scarface started it off,
Right.
that first verse, man. This was another important posse cut in hip hop that no one really talks about.
Right.
You have the East Coast, West Coast, and the South all in one fucking track. Like,
Right.
so Scarface pretty much started off this fucking verse or song talking about I come from the place known as the South Park Zone, talking shit and in the click and take your punk ass home. Cause I'm the type of nigga down chump, hit you in the chest with the motherfucking tech and watch you jump like
Right.
fucking that's that Mr. Scarface's back, Scarface and shit like that. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts. Yep.
Um and it's kind of crazy too, because I've always felt like G Rap, he had the best verse, in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, which is no surprise and stuff like
Mm.
that. But Scarface literally could have given him a run for his money. Like Bill and Cube, they still did good. I like their verse, especially when Bushwick Bill said, "I'm Bushwick Bill, but call me Chucky. Fifth Ward hard bitch, play hero and buck me." Like
Right.
we might have to do a whole video of best Bushwick Bill verses,
Right.
or just times where he was just a crazy ass nigga and shit.
Wow.
But
That would
yeah,
be fire.
oh yeah,
That
but
would
yeah,
be
two to
fire.
the head with Scarface, classic.
Definitely. Definitely. Um. No, number two, I got Inspector Deck, of course, the Triumph uh um song. I was trying to think of the other Wu Tang songs. I know he started other Wu Tang songs. I just can't think of them right now. But um the 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 Triumph song, like everybody knows that verse, and they put that on shirts and everything, and it was crazy. Actually, the cream joint. Actually, he started the cream joint. I'm bugging. It was him and Raekwon. He started the cream joint off. Life was a short. You shouldn't be so rough. That joint. So many quotables on here he had. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't just a dream for a team. No. That's Ray's joint. That's Ray's joint. My bad. My bad. He didn't start that. Ray started that. I
Yeah,
thought I thought Dex started. My bad. Not Cream. I always thought that he started Cream. My bad. But yeah, the Triumph joint, that everybody knows that, like, that his whole verse for that, like, a bomb atomically, Socrates philosophies, can, like, that joint there is, they put that on mugs and T-shirts because everybody know that verse, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people, like for Woo Wednesday, they hashtag this verse for like every Woo Wednesday. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And Deck, like on 6 of like the 13 Wu tracks on Enter the Wu, like Deck had like some of the most memorable verses. Or you know what I'm saying? Like he was, like I said, like he was great on Cream. He was great on Protect Your Neck, and you know what I mean. And so many other joints that he's did. Even on Wu Tang Forever, like he was killing those tracks. You know what I'm saying? The City joint, and Triumph and all that, and you know he's definitely a great table setter. He's like the he would get like the Cy Young Award, like for if
Right.
like if rap was a pitching, was if rap was like was like a pitcher, like he would get like the Cy Young Award for like best Cy Young rap verse, he'd be like the point guard for Wu Tang Clan, because he really starts off a lot of tracks on him, and he's great, man. He's great. You know what I'm saying? Great lyricist. And the classic album thing for him, it don't even I don't even think that's a I don't even think that's a thing anymore. I think it was, like, when it comes to like Wu solo albums, but now it's like, yeah, he didn't get that classic, but I think he's still a great artist, and came from a great legendary group. So you know, Hall of Famers.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a good point. Because as much as I love the Uncontrolled Substance album,
Mm,
but I would not call it a classic album compared to like other Wu albums, like the Cuban Links and Iron Man's,
right,
and
right, right.
it's a good album.
It's a
But
good
it was
album.
just like some of the I don't know, some of the beats was just kind of
Uh,
it could have been used for somebody else or some shit. But,
Right.
yeah, but if y'all want more explanation, just check out the review
Yeah.
that we did and shit. So,
Basically.
mhm. So technically, this is not a hip hop track. Well,
Mhm.
it's R&B hip hop. It's the Brandy "I Want to Be Down" remix. MC
Oh.
Lights first.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I didn't want to give like a little diverse taste. Had to throw in light, Brooklyn,
Right.
So pretty much, it's crazy because this verse was originally not supposed to. I think what was crazy was like, she actually recorded her verse separately
Hmm.
and stuff like that too
Did she?
because, yeah,
Wow.
because like the record executive Merlin Bob, he actually got her on the remix with Latifah and Yo Yo, and stuff like that too. So,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, like Latifah and Yo Yo, they did their thing, but
Right.
something about MC Light's verse was just
Yes. Yes. I like it.
it just set the tone off right. Like what Brandy saying, I would like to get to know if I could. We all know what Brandy says
Right.
and shit.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, Light came out. I get exotic with the melodic tune. The guy get
Yes.
hypnotic. I was just like, that when
Ah.
them fucking drums hit,
Yes.
like that flow. Oh my god, she was
Yes.
killing it. I did not want her verse to end.
Right.
Like it could have just been no. It could have even just been Brandy and Light. It could have still been a hit
Right.
and stuff like that
Facts.
too. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
this was a very dope verse, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very dope verse, in my opinion. One of Light's top 10 verses she's ever done. 'Cause I know a lot of people want to say that the verse she did on self destruction was her best. For which don't get me wrong, that was a good verse too,
It was good.
and shit like that too. That was good and stuff too. And also, if I'm not mistaken, the LL Cool J wrote that verse for her self destruction and shit.
Oh, did
So
he? Oh shit.
I either that one or the one from Heal Yourself. One, I think it was self destruction. He wrote that one. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with MC Light with I Want to Be Down.
Alright. I got Run from Run DMC. I've always loved him lyrically. I think he's a great table setter, and he's not only like the name first in the group, but he's the leader of the group, and he started off a lot of great tracks, and Beats to the Rhyme was one of my favorites, and he said stuff like Beats to the rhyme I just made, party at the jam till lights the night fade, trooping for the future, we all get paid. I love his flow on Beats to the Rhyme, and you know, he's great. He was great. Like he definitely, Down with the King, another one of my favorites from that group, and the way that he started it off, Down with the King for years, about 10 of them, producing my man, crazy, crazy, man. Like that's the way you start off a joint, especially like a joint like that, by Pete Rock, and he killed it, man, killed it, and he's to me he's underrated. Like when we talk about like lyricists, and we had some dope lyricists in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? People sleep on the '80s when it comes to lyricism, and he was great. And DMC was just as good as well. Like I feel like DMC is underrated too. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. All right. Um, the last, the last song I want to talk about was fucking Queen Latifah's "Rough."
Hmm.
How Tretch started it off.
Right.
Again, another rapper who always starts off shit right.
Hmm.
Another legendary lyricist, in my opinion.
Right.
The one, the only Tretch.
Yep.
Yes. I could have picked so many verses he started off with, but something about this verse.
Right.
Well, first of all, the Black Rain album was just
Yes.
phenomenal, and they was would have done a video for this song, but it was too explicit for,
Hmm.
especially for the usual Queen Latifah fan base and stuff like that too. Which
Right.
it is what it is and shit like that. But okay,
Shit.
this nigga Tretch, man, he said the crooked committee getting witty for many because the way one, like this nigga would fit like 30 syllables in like 2 bars or some shit. Like it's crazy as fuck. You know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying? Just definitely set it off right. Like you had like, and this is one of those tracks where everybody did their thing. Like Heavy D,
Yes.
classic verse.
Yes.
KRS One, again,
Yes.
another good verse
Yeah.
and shit like that. Hell, even Latifah ended it off the right way and shit like that too.
Right.
Shit. So yeah, man, this was a very, very, very dope track. And again, Tretch definitely did his thing on this one
Yeah.
and whatnot. So yeah, I love it.
Definitely, man. That was great. Definitely great, man. It's I forgot all about Tretch, man. I forgot all about Tretch. I'm like, yeah, Tretch, that was a great one, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many others, like Big Boy to me from Outkast, he was good. You mentioned Tretch and um, Eric Sermon to me he was good. Leading off a lot of tracks and there's so many we could go through, man. You know what I'm saying? Crazy Drazy from Das Effects and
Right.
you know, I just like yo, like we gotta. I just felt like this is a good topic to discuss, like table setters and rap. So
Yeah. We definitely gotta do like motherfuckers who ended that shit off right
yeah,
and stuff like
yes,
that. That can be a
that'd be
dope
dope.
part too.
True, true. Yes, definitely, that'd be dope. Yep. So I mean, hope people liked it. Drop your favorite 3 or 5 table setters and rap. What you think about our picks. You like it, you hate it. And subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share, and we'll be back with something next week. Or you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to come on more often. I know people want me to come on live more often, so I just try to come on more often. Like I'll do like an hour live stream and just talk or whatever.
Yeah,
But
man. Like, and I'm down. Just let me know whenever. I'm
yeah,
down. This is fun as
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man.
So
People can look at our taste in music and shit.
right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely got it. I want to do some album. I mean not album. I know some music review. I promised Sam I was gonna do some music. I mean movie reviews coming up. So um yeah, I will do that. And yeah, man, there's like so much shit that I want to do, but I'm just trying to like balance it out equally with the stuff I'm doing on Instagram and on here. So it'll definitely come in the year. So
Definitely.
you know what I mean?
Like I said, I'm always down whenever you are and shit.
Right.
Like, let's make this shit happen.
Yes, definitely. All right. This was
All right.
fun. This was fun.
For real.
You know what I mean? Thanks as always.
Peace.
Peace.
Have a good night.
You too.